have the app installed on a remote machine. It's running on a remote machine. I'm going to use Claude to do the web app testing on this app that is installed. Here's my laptop. I'm going to run a binary Claude, and you can install Claude on your laptop and run it. The way that it works is you install it, you run it in a directory, and depending on the directory structure, depending on the directions you're giving it, it'll write code on whatever the task you are trying to accomplish. And it will loop on the code to try to accomplish the task, and it will, depending on the directions, it will install the packages, any packages that it needs, modify files, and so on and so forth. And if you give it the directions regards to do anything you want on a machine, it'll practically write files, read files, write code, execute code, install packages, and so on and so forth. For this project, I gave it all the access that it needs on the file system. So I'm going to run Claude on here. Before I run Claude, I want to kind of show the directory a little bit. It's not an empty directory. It has a directory .claude, and it has a bunch of files here. I'm going to explain those files in a bit. If you run the thing on empty directory, your results might vary. So I had to kind of direct it a little bit. I'm going to explain that. So let me run Claude and give it a simple direction here. I said I have my own app that I built out, and I want to do some testing before the release. So can you conduct web app testing of my app? Now it's thinking through the task and what to do. It is going to make a to-do list, and you can do Control-O here to do the to look at the thinking. If you look at the skill, it says that the web app pen testing skill is running, and I'm going to show you that what it is talking about here. And as it's running, I'm going to show you. So .claude, this is the pen test directory under which it's running, and it is saying that it is running the web application pen testing skill, and you can see that this is the skill that it found. And let me click on the skill.md. The description of the skill here is the web app pen testing skill, and it's a it will do the web app pen testing by spawning some subagents. So it goes through how to do when to use the skill, which is whenever the user asks for pen testing, use the skill. So or web app testing, use the skill. So when I asked for the web app testing, it tries to use the skill. And now on this skill, I said you have specialized agents, and use the specialized agents for getting the work. And I said you can use the specialized agents in parallel or sequential. And I have listed some of the phases of the web app. First, I wanted to collect software inventory about what the packages are, meaning from the web app, what the stack is. I wanted to run some passive scans so that it can find out what the stack is, what the versions of Nginx, or what is the version of jQuery, things like that. First, I want to kind of look at what am I given, and then continue on to look at surface analysis, map the thing. Once it's done, I wanted to go execute other agents, the testing with respect to XSS, SSRF, or CSRF, or so on and so forth. I have actually made several agents. If I go back here, it's running it, and it's SQL injection tester. It's running quite a few number of testers here. and you can see that each of the tests that it's running here, it's using different tools. For SQL injection, it's running 3 tools. For XSS test, it's running 10 tools, and so on and so forth. Now, in the end, it wants to do file upload. It wants to generate a report and then upload all the files as well. So let me kind of tell you how it's working. Since in the skill, I told it to look at all the agents, and I did three different skills: web app application mapping skill, pen testing skill, etc. I asked those skills to use the agents, and these are the agents definitions. I'll pick one of the tester here. Let's say let's pick cross-site scripting here. So each of the agents are similar to tools. There is a description of when to use it, the tools that it is using, read, write on the batch system. Playwright MCP, I'm going to talk about it in a while. The usual agent prompt, what is your role, what I'm going to test, and so forth. I made a little bit of effort here of asking Cursor to write how to write some documentation about the XSS testing of what are the different, how does it work, what are the different buckets of testing, some examples and so forth. So for example, reflected XSS, stored XSS, DOM-based XSS. So the agent is given some directions with regards to what it means, and also how to go out execute those tests. There's some here with there is also some directions here with respect to how to find the elements that are most prone to this kind of this kind of attack, so that when the Claude is looking at the mapping the web application, it can jot down what it saw. It can jot down which elements or which pages to go back to do the testing and so forth. I also have a section called advanced detection of what is the normal run scripts and so forth, but also look at what is going on in the world with respect to that particular facet of testing. So it's not just finding legacy attacks, but it's also going a little bit deeper into the thing. So you can see that I have some examples of what to use, example code, how to send and what to test and so forth. So it's a pretty long document and some references and so forth of how to do a particular testing, and this is what it's going through when it's doing the XSS tester. The tools that it uses are from some here, some that it downloads from internet and so forth. Let me go to a couple of more agents here. This is the SQL injection tester, and the same pattern here with respect to how does it work, what are the different buckets of SQL testing, what are some examples. This is a typical prompt where you're giving what do you do, what are some examples, what are the steps, how to efficiently do the testing, what's the right output for you to test, whether the test is successful or not, etc. So it goes on and on. I also have a couple of other agents. It's one thing called attack surface analyzer, where I'm trying to go at mapping the app with what are the endpoints that are available using directory buster, etc. What are the pages that are available, so that I can enumerate the app, I can map the app, and I can make it available for the rest of the agents to use. I want to use the app to kind of show you how the outputs are stored. If you look at the thing, I'm asking the agents to output their outputs into a local file system. So each of the agents are outputting their outputs into a directory called outputs, and outputs agent name, target, and then a JSON. The reason why I'm doing that is the next agent that is running can look at the agent definition and can go look at the output instead of rerunning. Okay, let it run, and let me show you. I was running it previously. Let me show you some of the outputs here. Let's start with the attack surface analyzer surfaces. To use the file looks, so this is the code that it wrote, the pages. Let me see endpoints here. Okay, so these are all the endpoints it discovered, which is looks good. Interesting findings.md. Okay, so it looked at the outputs and it found the administrator and management, and it jotted down what are the interesting endpoints here and why. It found a backup endpoint. So what it's doing is it's when it's mapping, it's jotting down the interesting endpoint so that the next agent who is looking at it can focus on the most interesting endpoints here. That is good. And I also, if you notice, I also asked it to write all the files, all the programs, all the code that it's writing into the same directory itself, so you can see that it is writing its the code that it's wrote into the same directory here. So if you want to verify how it find out the reports, you can look at the code here. I also asked it to use the headless browser to map. Okay, the headless browser looks like cool. So it used this user agent to use the headless browser to browse and to find the endpoints. So it found a few get and post endpoints using the headless browser as well. Actually, a lot of endpoints. I asked it to take screenshots as it's doing as well. So here are the screenshots. Okay, so now once it maps the application automatically, it goes and looks at the each of the tests here. So let's look at some of these tests. Outputs, XSS tester. Reports. Found a few criticals that it send the payload with cross-site scripting payloads. It's found several, and I asked it to validate, and this is how it's validating it. Okay, so it took the endpoints that it found previously, and it's saying that it executed the XSS tests across each. So let's look at these. So that they able to get the this is all the things that it inserted, the scripts that it inserted. Okay, so you can see that it went through each of the pages. It found out what are the right elements to do access attack on. It did execute a bunch of scripts. It was successful, and since I told it to give me screenshots on validation, it gave me screenshots as well. But you kind of get the sense of how it works. It go through each of the tests, what it did. Sometimes it writes Python files, sometimes it writes Bash files. At the end of the day, it also uses Playwright to get screenshots. And if you want to execute, you can, it is giving you the Python commands to actually go and execute these tests to see the results for yourself for verification and so forth. I'm going to kind of show you a bunch of other interesting agents. I wrote a thing called a CVE tester, which is when it goes and enumerates the app, it finds out all the interesting endpoints. It also finds out the versions of the software it's running. I wanted the agent to think about what are the CVEs that might be used against the web app. So I said, find the CVE out, and for you to test the CVE, go and read the CVE. Go and read the CVE details and write the exploit code for it and execute it against the app. So it kind of goes through Django if you're using Express, jQuery. Those are the ones that are kind of normal web app CVEs. There are a lot of CVEs against each of these things, and then it will go and execute the CVEs. Write the CVEs code and execute the CVEs against the apps. So let's see what it found. Outputs CVE tester POC and reports. So it tested for 5 CVEs, the CVE S2, where it injected something. Not able to tell. Looks like the script got injected here.